Americans, tonight the presidential candidates will debate, or more accurately, the candidates will trade talking points and rehearsed sound bites. But let's face facts. In Washington, the Democrats and Republicans, also known as the Uniparty, hit the snooze button a long time ago. In D.C., no one wants to change anything. Change means disrupting the money flow, and donors don't like the idea. Nevertheless, tonight, we Americans must ask hard questions about our nation's future. Most important, we must demand answers to these questions. And here's why. Consider Sarah, an ICU nurse from Ohio. Sarah worked grueling shifts through the pandemic, only to see rampant inflation destroy her hard-earned savings. Now, the home she dreamed of buying is beyond her reach, thanks to the Federal Reserve's relentless money printing. Then there's John, a factory worker from Michigan. He watched as the factory where he worked was shut down and the jobs went overseas. Now at 45, he's cobbling together 2 part-time jobs without benefits. When politicians trumpet the economic recovery, John asks, recovery for whom? Finally, 12-year-old Jocelyn. She was raped and killed in Houston, Texas. The men who are suspected of committing this horrific crime may well be from the same Venezuelan gang as those responsible for the murder of Laken Riley. Thanks to open borders, the hopes and dreams of these 2 young girls are permanently destroyed. These are not isolated anecdotes. Millions of Americans watching tonight's debate are also watching their country sink into an abyss of lawlessness and despair. The harsh reality is, Washington has failed us. Americans simply want to live in a prosperous country that is strong, safe, and free. The candidates for president should tell us how they will provide this to them. Here are some questions the candidates must answer. 1. Illegal immigration has become a weapon of mass destruction for use against the American people. If international terrorism is still a threat, open borders invite terrorism into the country. How will the candidates secure the border, expel the illegal border crossers, and stop this destructive policy? 2. Aside from nuclear weapons, which can only be deterred with other nuclear weapons, none of our potential adversaries poses a direct threat to the American homeland. Yet our armed forces are distributed around the world to defend other people's interests and borders. How will the candidates defend America first? 3. Military missions involving self-defeating interventions to export democracy at gunpoint must end. But Americans also need new armed forces for the 21st century, not the old structures with enormous overhead and very few fighters. How will the candidates build new armed forces for the 21st century instead of pouring money into the old force? 4. The justice system is failing us. Judges routinely release criminals that undermine law enforcement. The president is the chief law enforcement officer of the United States. How will the candidates restore the rule of law in our cities and towns? 5. Inflation harms the citizens of every income class. Will the candidates tell us how they will ensure the economy benefits everyone, not just the top 10%? Will they reduce regulatory burdens, implement a new tax system that stimulates growth and brings manufacturing back to our shores? 6. American infrastructure is falling apart. Do the candidates have a comprehensive plan to repair and modernize our roads, bridges, electrical grid, and public transportation systems? 7. Energy independence will definitely reduce our reliance on foreign powers, lower energy costs, and create high-paying jobs. How will the candidates help America to regain energy independence? 8. The Bill of Rights is the foundation of our republic. Will the candidates protect free speech and ensure that government censorship, or by extension, its private sector appendages, is not tolerated? 9. The United States must remain a global leader in technology. How will the candidates structure education to incentivize learning in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM, and develop an educational culture of merit-based advancement? 10. At least 52 million people inside our country were born in another country. How will the candidates unite the United States to ensure that every American feels strong, secure, and involved in our national life? Until the forces of change overtake them, Washington's political class rarely sees change coming, but change is underway, and we must adapt to a new world. If America is to secure a role in the emerging international system, it must be a vital, positive force for stability and peace in the world. Washington must respect the culture and security interests of people who are different from us. The candidates must tell us how they will do this. How will they rebuild our national security and restore confidence in the United States? Have a happy 4th of July, and God bless you and the United States. Thank you.